This Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for better. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a $25 deposit bonus.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Sorry, I was cracking myself up. How do you like my fit, Sean?
Yeah, you're wearing a
Fit looks strong.
McLaren polo for our racing episode, of course.
Might be a size too small. Arguably a size too small.
Yeah, Ryan, I know the AC's on, but you're really excited.
I mean, it's the kind of material. It's like those the certain golf shirts that they're not uncomfortable, but it's a firm enough. You know, it's new. Also, first time wearing this. But it's firm enough where it's actually there's a little. Anytime I move, there's a little bit of like playful friction with my nipples.
Is that why they're so hard? Ryan, very excited to talk a little NASCAR here in getting into it. But yeah, Ryan, you kind of look like one of those guys you see on the weekends who take bike riding very seriously in the spandex. Yeah. You look like you just got off like a 30-mile ride. Anytime, I mean, you see them all the time in LA where like they have the shoes that like snap into the pedals, take bike riding very seriously.
Yeah. You know what, when there is future plans for me to have a bike. Plan on riding to and from the house to the office a couple times a week.
Really?
But
oh my god.
Now you
are you gonna get like a sweet bike outfit with I
like
wasn't the
going
aerodynamic
to.
helmet.
I wasn't going to, but now that you mention it,
bike shorts. Kramer coming in with bike shorts. What's up, guys?
Is there anyone doing bike content right now?
Cycling? I'm sure
LA
there's a cycling
content.
Yeah.
If I just
head over to the velodrome.
If I just record my drive in every day, I'm sure that could be a channel.
Oh yeah.
Kramer rides. Ride with Kramer. There you go.
Ride with the Kramer.
Ride with Kramer. I give out picks while I'm riding to work.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a little NASCAR here. Of course, just knocked out our yesterday. We did our conference finals preview. So if you want to hear Pacers Knicks takes, I think the show did pretty well. I had the T-Wolves, unfortunately, but did well on the props. I know our boy Scotty Reichel came through with some winners. So did Terrell. So check that out if you're looking for the Eastern Conference Finals. Kramer also on the
one of
OKC
us. One
Thunder.
of us was on the Thunder to cover.
Yes, nice cover.
One of us.
All right, let's bring on the boys from the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. You got Cody Zeeb and Hot Rod Villagomez. What's happening, gentlemen? Thanks for hopping on. We'll start here with you, Cody. We got it. You're rocking one of our new hits in the merch store. Of course, promo code DGens, 20% off everything. Race officials.
Let me go wide.
Go solo.
Cody, yeah.
Race officials are terrorists. Great shirt and great setup. Because you see Cody calling into obviously our show. You see him calling in, or I watch the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. But your setup looks like a guy who really knows his racing. What's happening, Cody?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. This is welcome to the garage. I got old sign from 2009 F1 champion JJ Yaley, or at least that's what the messed up Fox graphics will tell you. Kramer, you do look like typical F1 fan. Nice tight shirt going on there. So shout out to you for that.
Listen to some European dance music before the show.
It's a European fit.
Yeah.
The Europeans like their nipples pulled apart. That's what it is. You ever look at it?
That's why we had a Revolutionary War to separate.
Next time you look at a European dude wearing a slightly too small polo or t-shirt, notice how it's extra tight in the chest area.
Now, Cody, over on the NASCAR Gambling Podcast, we came up, or you guys developed the idea of a car lift, which is like your version of the ladders. But we have Hot Rod over here. Do we have a nickname for you, Cody? A NASCAR related nickname? Come on, we need a good tout nickname for Cody. Do you have one yet, Cody?
I don't have one yet, so I know the boys from the Discord
yes.
will
Good,
be checking this out. So hopefully we get some. That's good listener research. I need a
good assignment for the chat. Joining us as well.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
He has a nickname already. Hot Rod Villa Gomez. What's happening, Rod? How you doing, man?
I am fantastic. The busiest weekend in all of racing, and man, we are here. James checking in too. Holy collaboration, yeah, one of our big fans. Well, you know, they've been called Sassy Cody. I don't know if Cody likes Sassy Cody or not, but people have been checking in with Sassy Cody. So,
that's a Nick Fortune name. That doesn't count.
Sass Cody, Sassy Z. All right, yeah. Well, that's a placeholder until we beat it. So good motivation for you guys to hit the ground running. Kramer, what did you want to toss in there?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say he does have the last name Zeeb. There's a lot to work with there. Probably
Zeeb, something rhymes.
It's an interesting, unique name. It rhymes with some words, probably. He's also a closeted chowderhead. In football.
Patriots fan.
Maybe another area where you can workshop some.
It's a baby fucking wheel.
Yeah, he's all Midwest until you talk football. Then he's a clam chowder guy.
Z-man. That's.
Hey, I'm Husker. You know, Husker football.
Yeah.
That's the Midwest. But,
well, and what was?
Patriots.
Why did you become was it Rex Grossman or I forget, Cody? Why did you become a Patriots fan?
Yeah, Patriots fandom came from I didn't like my dad wasn't really into football, so I didn't have a team or anything like that. I could tell at a young age that Chiefs fans were dicks, so I didn't want to be a Chiefs fan. And yeah, the first Super Bowl I remember when I was like 7 was Patriots Rams. So we sat down to watch it, and we picked a team, and we picked the Patriots to root for in that game, and they won. So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then they just happened to be good for.
Have I ever talked about that game was very significant to me. That was really my first game, maybe acting as a book or taking the other side of being in a room and explaining teaser to people. And then everyone wanting to tease the Rams in the over.
Oh yeah.
And me going, well, I'll take that. I know how to. Well, what I did was I lied. I said I know how to place that bet.
Oh, and then you just never placed it.
I took the action.
Well, there you go. Yeah, saying you're a book.
That was an amazing result for me, that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that was a great result for the books. I mean, except for the ones that had like the 200 or 300 to 1 Rams futures.
Could you imagine being a free agent as a kid for football? Like the idea of going into like being a fan, like growing up in an area where obviously people were fanatical about the sport, football. I assume there was massive football fandom where you grow up. Like to not have a team where you just defaultly rooted for. I don't even know what that emotion would feel like.
Yeah.
Well, and that was like the Huskers were.
Yeah.
That's what everybody around here is. Huskers, and back then Kansas City sucks. Like nobody really cared about them anyways. But yeah, it was just like it kind of worked out perfect because I could have chose either team, and I chose that one, and
just worked out well.
I mean, now he's loading up on Drake May in best ball.
You think
that's right?
I mean, if I was Cody though, I would be so often thinking back, like, man, I could have been on a lot of different teams, and I happened to pick the one that went on a all-time 20-year run from that period. My God.
Great choice there, Cody.
This is a lot like my NASCAR fandom. Like in 2003, I didn't know anybody from anybody. And my brother gave me 3 races to pick a favorite driver. And so I'm watching NASCAR and I was like, oh, I like this 48 kid. He's, around my age, whatever. 7 championships later. And the Jimmy Johnson fandom worked out for me.
Hell yeah.
We know how to attach ourselves to the
you guys know a good chalky favorite when you find one. Rod, let's set the stage. Imagine we have some TMZ race fans tuning in going, all right, slow time of the year. Maybe I will hop in on some NASCAR gambling. It's the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. Walk people through it, what they can expect, and kind of just the overview of any storylines coming into the year.
Yeah, so for Indy 500, listen, IndyCar racing, some of the fastest racing on earth. These guys are open wheels. We've already seen plenty of high-speed crashes this weekend from some pretty prominent drivers. We're talking fastest cars on the planet, pretty much, on an oval, trying to navigate the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And just, look, you're in for speed. You're in for a ton of passing. You're in for all kinds of crazy stuff going on. You'll watch these guys weave up and down the track trying to break the draft from each other, and it's really just it's the fastest race you can imagine in a small space that you're not used to seeing it in. And really for folks that aren't normal race fans, they're just going to see a ton of action up and down the racetrack, and it's compelling enough to just keep your eyes on, because one, you never know when they're going to wreck, and two, like you're trying to pick a driver and stick with them, and you're like, man, this is fun. And then you're watching them fly up and down the leaderboard as they pit. And I mean, there's so much going on that you don't get in a normal football game, a baseball game, a basketball game. The action is just in your face constantly, and there's no break other than the commercial breaks.
Amazing amount of G's that they feel in the corner, Sean.
Yeah,
as you know, I just survived barely with my life from a Six Flags trip with my daughter. Indy 500, you feel up to 5 G's while cornering. Goliath at Six Flags, in the area where you are twisting around 3 straight times, nearing blackout, 4.5 G's. So,
oh wow! So Ryan, you've almost experienced a an IndyCar approach. All right, so the Indy 500, Cody, I saw in the notes you passed along to us. We have a rookie on the pole for the first time in 43 years. Yeah. Who is this rookie, and does he have a shot to take it home?
Yeah, pretty impressive for a rookie to sit on the pole. He is coming over from the F1 ranks, Kramer. You'll like that. He kind of bounced around F3 area and that before coming over here. What's even crazier than a rookie, so kind of an IndyCar, the Indy 500 is the biggest thing. Like, it's winning the Indy 500 is bigger than winning a championship. Some would argue winning the Indianapolis 500 pole is bigger than winning a championship in IndyCar, because this event alone is so big and so special. But yeah, for a rookie to do it first time in 43 years, crazy. What's even crazier is it's the Prima team, which is brand new to the grid this year. This is their first year in IndyCar, the first attempt at the Indy 500. They put a rookie in the seat, come out and set the fastest time and sit on the pole for the most prestigious race in the world. So that's pretty crazy. Does he have a chance to win the race? No. He's literally never even raced on an oval in his entire life before. Coming from F1, coming from karting, it's been all road courses. First time on an oval. To go out there and just have the balls to stick the car that fast and lay down a couple of laps that sets you on the pole is great. That's awesome. But he has no chance to win this race. And I'm hoping, based on the way his odds have shifted, he was crazy, ridiculous. Like one of the longer shots pre-qualifying. Now in some books, he's one of the favorites. We don't have head-to-heads just yet. They've not posted those yet. But if you can get head-to-heads against him, I would definitely be taking them, because I just don't think, once he actually gets out there in the draft, in the race, all of that, I don't think that we're going to see a ton of him being able to transfer that speed from qualifying into putting together a 500-mile race.
Tyler in the chat asking, are we fading Larson? If you're not aware, we're talking about our good buddy Kyle Larson, who is trying to do the double. Of course,
that's why we put him on the thumbnail show.
No, he put Max Verstappen on to remind people of Cody's viral video where he said, "Who is it, Cody? Who is it that you said could?" Or
Kyle Larson.
Oh, Kyle Larson. Yeah,
Kyle Larson
could beat Max Verstappen, and I still get comments and death threats from F1 fans every once in a while.
Oh yeah, I spent an evening, rolling through those comments. That's not good.
Well, it'll be. I'll open it up and it'll be like, drink bleach, and I'm like, all right, what is this question? Oh, okay. You responded to a guy's NASCAR versus F1 clip from 2 years ago. All right, yeah, I'm the crazy guy. But Kyle,
It's still a very relevant argument.
Kyle Larson, the best racer according to some. He's trying to do the double 1,100 miles. So basically, gonna do the Indy 500. They put him up in a helicopter and then runs the Coca-Cola 600. Rod, does this hurt his chances for each race? Does he? He tried this last year, correct? How did that go?
Yeah, well, that did not go very well, but that was Mother Nature's fault. It was doing pretty much wreaking havoc with everybody from Charlotte to Indianapolis. He tried to start the race and just didn't get to the 600. It's funny. We were watching him fly in they were showing the planes. They were showing everything. They were showing the helicopter of Kyle Larson flying from Indy all the way into Charlotte. And then the rain shortened or at least gave us a red flag. And then as we watched the helicopter land, everyone was like, oh, Kyle Larson's about to jump in, start the Charlotte, race. And then they're like, no, we're done. We're going to call the race here halfway through. So Kyle never got a chance to even set foot in his car. This year, hopefully, weather notwithstanding, he'll be able to, because they've changed the rules now. They changed the rules in NASCAR that said if you miss a race, doesn't matter. We're attempting another race from another area. There's no more leniency. You just don't get a chance to be in the playoffs anymore. So there's no way on God's green earth he's going to miss the Charlotte 600 because he can't. Like if he misses that Coca-Cola 600, he's not in the playoffs, can't compete. Indy 500, sort of the same thing. They're like, well, if you start the race, then you can have somebody, because before you couldn't. So now you can let somebody finish the race for you. So they were like, oh, Kyle, we'll make every arrangement for you to be able to run all. But here's the thing. Yes, time-wise, it's possible for him to run all 1,100 miles. What's that going to do for either one of those races? I was telling Cody earlier in this show, that's like me driving to you and back. Like that's the equivalent of about 1,100 miles, about 3 times.
Crazy.
Yeah, right. And there's no way. I'd be tired. So I don't know if he's going to be tired, but I guarantee you there'll be a little bit of fatigue for Kyle Larson. He can do it, but it'll be a little bit of fatigue.
So yeah, it does sound like we're going to fade some Kyle Larson, right?
Do we?
I think. I think in the IndyCar portion of things, you might get some opportunities to fade him. He's bounced all over the place. At one point, he was co-favorite to win the Indy race. Practice qualifying was pretty rough. He wrecked the car a couple times. He qualified 21st. He'll start 19th on the grid after some penalties. So his odds have gone back down. I'll be interested to see what head-to-heads come up. I think I'd rather fade him in the Indy 500. I think when he gets to Charlotte in the car he's comfortable in, he's going to be fine. This new hybrid Indy car, I think, could throw some tricks at him. But he was running 5th place last year until the final pit stop, got busted for speeding, and that kind of tanked his day.
Wait, you can get busted. You can get busted for speeding. Thought this was a damn race. Yes. What the hell?
Are the Hondas still the best oval engines?
I mean, Chevy's won it the last couple of years with Joseph Newgarden, so I don't know that Honda really has an advantage there. There's been a lot of stuff kind of leading up to this week and through qualifying, people getting caught with things on their car that they shouldn't have and stuff, which has been interesting. Racing. But I think that it is racing, and that's if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? But yeah, I think that Honda and Chevy are pretty close enough that I don't think you can pick a side.
We're gonna get real quick. Sean.
Yes,
when the winner wins the Indy 500, they drink what liquid?
Milk.
Do you know why they drink milk?
That I don't know. What's the story behind that?
Now I verified this only with one internet source, so I'm assuming it's correct. But in 1936, Lewis Meyer, the race winner, drank buttermilk. He grew up on a farm and drank buttermilk to refresh himself. And his mother had suggested he do that after the race that day. Dairy industry saw a great marketing opportunity. Also, Indiana has a dairy industry, so it's a nod to that. But I couldn't think of a worse thing to drink on a hot day on a hot like that scene out
of Anchorman where he's like so thirsty. Milk was a bad choice.
I would argue there's probably nothing you'd rather drink more because it means you.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Well done, Cody. But maybe give me the fake milk. That's Gatorade.
I would.
What you have to do now, Ryan, is go through. They all list what type of milk it'll be. So that article is floating around out there, so you can pick and choose which guys you think might be worth betting on.
Oh,
Based
yeah,
on their
we need
bet
a
price.
prop. We need a prop bet on which one. Which
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wait a second.
First
Are you
off,
telling me that one of these guys might roll out there with some soy milk?
I mean, skim milk. Just fade all skim milk, guys. That's
It's got to be cow milk, right?
you got to go
almond milk.
2% at least.
Otherwise, it's an asterisk next to your
Yeah, it doesn't count.
your championship.
All right, Ryan, you do some milk research, and of course, reminders were brought to you by Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, and the best part is you earn cash back rewards. That's right, cash back rewards for gambling. And again, it's completely free to sign up. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Hopefully you guys have been playing along. They just launched their extender program, extender promo for the NBA finals. Basically, you opt into game 1 and then game 2. Each game it goes up and up. So if you're listening to this on a Tuesday, still have a chance to get in game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals. I hit my entry that I gave out on my video there. It was a nice sweat there. Jalen Williams, I had lower 20.5 points that came in. And I tied it to Ant Edwards, higher 11.5 rebounds and assists. Plus, I got that sweet profit boost from Underdog Fantasy. And now that was 40%. Now game 2, I get to use a 50%. Game 3, 60, and it goes up and up. I think game 7 is 100% profit boost. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. You get the deposit match up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN.
Okay, update on the milk mafia.
Yes.
Which you got to be careful when
Milk
you speak out. No, milk mafia. You got to be careful when you speak out against the milk initiatives. But the American Dairy Association of Indiana, who oversees the tradition, this already sounds like an Illuminati. They limit your choices to whole 2% or skim cow's milk. They do offer a lactose-free option if you have a medical reason. Despite some drivers expressing interest in non-dairy alternatives like soy or almond milk, especially amid campaigns like PETA's 2018 and 2023 pushes for vegan options, the tradition remains tied to dairy, and no winner has ever selected a non-dairy option.
Lock that up.
That's patriotic right there.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy with the almond milk at the Indy 500.
If I was someone who was really into alternative milks and I drank a lot of oat milk and almond milk, I definitely wouldn't Google why I shouldn't be drinking almond milk and oat milk.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't want to
look that up.
I wouldn't want to look into that.
It sounds like American Dairy Association got to you.
Wouldn't want to look into that. Soy, whatever. Those other ones you gotta, I wouldn't look into it, but maybe I would look into it.
All right,
He did mention the milk mafia.
Look out. Let's talk picks for the Indy 500. We'll start with you, Cody. What are we betting on? What do we like? How are we feeling? How are we getting paid here on the Indy 500? What are you doing?
Yeah. Options still a little more limited than we would hope. So make sure you stay tuned to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast later this week. We'll have a full slate, all the picks for you. But top guy for me, Pato Award. He is the guy that I'm most focused on this week. You can get his top 3 number plus 185. He's also one of the co-favorites at 6-1, but love betting on him for that. You want in this race to get a guy that you can rely on to be there each and every time at the end of these races, and he is good at that. Second place finish here last season, second place finish in 2022. In 2023, he led 39 laps, had a really good race going, actually crashed battling for second place in that one. 2021 race, he finished in 4th, 2020 in 6th. That's it. Those are his 5 career starts. So 4 of the 5 starts, he has been inside of the top 6. 2 of the last 3 inside of the top 3. He's just a guy that's always there. He's been so close to winning this race. I think his time is due. And Kramer, he does drive for the McLaren.
I'm a McLaren man. I knew that. Yeah. Big fan.
Rod, I know everyone's going to be tuning in to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Great tease there by Cody, but Anything you like here? Early plays for the Indy 500.
Yeah, so I'm actually taking a look at Scott Dixon plus 550 for him to actually win this race. He's starting on the second row. I mean, Scott Dixon just one of those guys that is continually good all over the place and is always hanging around. One of the better drivers that we've seen week in and week out. And at plus 550, I know he's among the favorites, but I mean, when you have speed enough to put yourself right there in the second row, especially through all of what's been going on, everybody getting caught, everybody doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. Yeah, he's definitely one of the guys that I like to win this race. But I'm also liking the winning car number. I actually love winning car.
Rod loves this market. I remember this.
He's a car number specialist.
No, I feel it. I love car numbers. And the winning
odd or even, Rod. Odd or even. What are we doing?
Oh no, we're not even doing odd or even. We're actually doing a under 9.5 at plus 110 for this one. And I'm telling you right now, you get Scott Dixon in that one as well. You get Joseph Newgarden, who, like Cody has said earlier, going for 3 in a row. He's starting from the back, so it's going to take a lot of work, but this dude's won back-to-back Indy 500s. He's going for his 3rd in a row. You get Scott McLaughlin. You get Pato O'Ward, which is one of Cody's favorites as well. You get Christian Lundgaard, who is driving the hell out of that new McLaren right there. That's his new ride, and he's driving the hell out of it this year. A lot of top 5 finishes. And yeah, I mean, you get a lot of great drivers under that 9.5 to include Scott Dixon as well.
Ryan, I think this is a great bet because I'm sure, Rod's doing the math on it and a value play, but also I think if you're a casual, bets like these are great because I want something that's maybe around even money that I have a bunch of drivers because, it's kind of like golf where if you have a guy to win the outright, all right, 25 laps in, you realize, hey, it's not happening. Then what do you got nothing to sweat out. If you take something like Rod's under 9.5, something horrible has to happen where at least one of those guys you would imagine would be kind of hanging around in the pack late. And you get a great sweat, and you're getting a nice plus money.
It did save me in the Kentucky Derby having the 11 to 20 winning horse. So I do like the idea of having a little number action.
No, I like that. Great way for casuals to dip their feet in and get a little action here. All right, let's switch it over to actual NASCAR. We got the Coca-Cola 600.
This is a real race in here.
Yeah, this is real racing.
Like that bullshit.
Now with those open wheels and their fancy milk boys and
their pinkies
and they're crazy. Does NASCAR? Is there a NASCAR IndyCar rivalry, Cody? You would know as you seem to be the flashpoint of the race world. But do IndyCar fans not like NASCAR fans? Is there a rivalry there?
They're definitely. Every pocket of racing doesn't like other pockets to some degree, which I'm very against that. Like I'm pro all racing. I love NASCAR. I love F1. I love IndyCar. Love the local dirt tracks, drag racing. Like if it's racing, you want to roll some marbles down the street and they're racing, I'm in for it. But yeah, there is definitely contingencies that don't like each other. But having a guy like Kyle Larson that's doing the double and racing in both, I think really does help bridge the gap and bring fans from both sides to the other side. And these are 2 really great products, 2 crown jewel races. Obviously the Indy 500 is the greatest spectacle in racing, the biggest, baddest race on the planet. And the Coke 600, the test of endurance and the longest race in the NASCAR season. They both have different things to offer. Obviously one's open wheel, one's a stock car. So different types of cars, but you're going to get great racing out of both. So yeah, you'll have your people, your elitists who will turn their nose at the other one, but true racing.
Who makes more money, NASCAR driver or IndyCar?
I think the NASCAR drivers are making more than.
So that means they're better. I think that's the fairest way to measure it. How much is your traveling circus bringing money? I mean, on some level, how much is your
yeah, this is how Kramer tries to get a one up on
he
the
is
F1,
wearing the
because it's not even close.
Verstappen polo right now, so careful. Yeah,
globally, unfortunately, the popularity for the
well,
F1
where are you
product,
where are you getting your F1 money from, huh?
Well,
Saudis aren't invested in NASCAR. I'll tell you that much.
Maybe we need to do a little like a 4-race swing over to the Middle East. Grab some of that money.
I mean, honestly, we're bringing the NFL over there. Fuck it, let's bring the NASCAR over there. Teach the Europeans.
Their money's not green.
They've actually they've been tossing about an international race. Well, first of all, they're going to Mexico. Going to Mexico this year and running a course down there in a couple of weeks. But yeah, their exhibition race preseason will likely be, and they did this back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They went to Japan for an exhibition race, but you will see a global NASCAR race soon.
There's a number of very good tracks in the Middle East. F1 uses them. MotoGP uses them.
Qatar's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, again, that would be pretty excellent. Just the idea of getting the NASCAR scene,
just them shipping all the cars over there. Yeah,
just a dude with a wagon and Busch Light.
Somehow they get the RVs over there. That would be great.
Oh, you know what they would do?
Put a giant ship for the fans and bring them over.
No,
they need to have them go to Monaco and bring the
that
NASCAR
would be
fans
awesome.
Dude, you know,
guys with like cut off jeans.
The Middle East would just they would just bring RV, like the RVs would be pre-parked and you would just reserve.
Oh
them.
yeah,
it would be like a top-notch experience. They would somehow make a redneck, a bougie redneck experience. Like you walk in and it's nothing but High Life and like some sort of whatever seltzer.
Oh, that's the bougie.
cut off the tank tops.
Yeah. Oh, they got Miller High Life here.
They got Shane Gillis as the host. They watch America. They know how to do it.
Rod, let's talk actual race strategy. I know when we bring you guys on for Daytona, it's always fun because hey, it is. We might get some wrecks. There might be some crazy action. The long shots can come home. Does that apply here to the Coca-Cola 600? Are there types of drivers you want to fade? Types of drivers you want to hit your wagon to? What's the give us the strategy on Coca-Cola 600?
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's not as chaotic as a super speedway race is, but I mean, there is going to be a lot of it's 600 miles. This is the longest race on the entire calendar. These guys are driving for they're starting in the daytime and then they're driving at night. So track conditions change. They have plenty of pit stops to deal with. And actually we'll talk later on a bet that I really like that kind of makes that even more so. But the types of drivers that you're going to gravitate toward, some of the favorites, because obviously at 1.5 miles, they've got it down. You're going to be looking at the top of the board to try to grab some. Really where you're going to make your money is long shot top 10s, because if there is a certain level of chaos that does kind of happen and somebody slips into the top 10 that doesn't necessarily always get there, then you're going to benefit from that. But again, a lot of the Charlotte or the Coca-Cola 600 and the Charlotte Motor Speedway, it is just 1.5 miles, right? I mean, as much as it's 600 miles, it's still 1.5 miles race. And there are drivers that are ridiculously good, a la Kyle Larson, a la Denny Hamlin, these kind of guys that you see at the top of the leaderboard week in and week out, that you're going to need to put something on because they're going to probably end up being some of the guys contending for the win at the end.
Well, I was you were talking about how grueling it is. And I brought some facts to the show.
Oh, love facts. What do you got?
Well, I feel like in the past, Rod and Cody have attacked me, suggesting I'm slanted towards the European racing of Formula One. But in a NASCAR race like this that lasts this long, a driver can lose up to 15 pounds in water weight, Sean. Can you believe that? That's an athlete right there.
That is.
Apparently they.
Race car drivers are
it.
athletes.
Now wait,
they got those strong necks.
Lose that cool suit in Phoenix. You will not feel like you're driving in a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, no, I golfed in Phoenix and I almost died. So I can only imagine being on a. I mean, luckily there was a cart girl with like wet frozen towels.
Oh, very
I felt like I was just like, God bless you, woman.
Oh, that's a rough day, Sean.
I mean, and I did everything right. I hydrated. I did shotgun a couple of beers, but which is not.
That's hydration.
Like you said, you did everything right.
It was a light beer. Doctor recommended a couple Fireball shots that probably didn't help with the dehydration. But do they? I feel like we've had this conversation, so forgive me. But do they use a catheter or do they just pee themselves, Cody? What's the move?
Oh, they They just be themselves. A lot of the drivers are pretty open about it. Denny Hamlin's got his own podcast, and he's talked about it before. He more recently started doing it, and he said that the feeling was like euphoric of just like being able to relieve yourself in the car. And then Dale Jr. is very famous for always having white driver suits, and he would ask for like an orange Gatorade when he was getting out of the car and spill it all over his driver suit to hide the fact that he'd maybe used his.
That's gonna be awesome though. You're going 180 miles an hour and you really have to pee, and instead of having to pull over or go in a Gatorade bottle, you're just like, hey, let it rip. I mean, imagine you're passing someone going 180 while peeing yourself.
Like you give a fuck.
No,
you're driving.
It's got to be to Cody's point. It's got to be euphoric. Like you're on top of the world. Literally, nothing can slow you down.
Challenge accepted. I'm going to do that. I think that high five. Yeah. I'm going to drive by somebody and just look at them. And like, you know what I'm doing right now?
Rod, next.
If only you knew what was going on in this
family
car.
Road trip. No stops, kids. No stops. We're doing it NASCAR style. Well, Dad, are you sure you're all right? Oh, I'm living on the edge right now. Oh man, that's great. All right, hey, we're gonna hear your best favorite picks.
Hold on, if they're pissing inside a fireproof suit, aren't those also waterproof?
It's a great question.
Where does it go? Does it just swish it?
Well, I think
just gets absorbed.
Probably evaporating. I mean, it's so hot in there, and it's just. I'm sure it's gone quickly. And like, they're not just like peeing the whole time. I mean, obviously 600 miles, it's hot, it's warm in there. Like a lot of it is being sweated out. I don't think they pee every race.
They probably don't
but on occasion.
Yeah, if you're losing 15 pounds of water weight, you probably don't have much to pee out to begin.
They generally absorb the urine or sweat that comes off the NASCAR drivers.
Every 100
Kramer just has Grok open, just asking all these weird questions to Grok. All right, before we get your Coke 600 picks, of course, shout out to Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Cody, I know you're addicted to fantasy football. I'm sure you and
is there a limit on how many?
Yeah, Cody, you're in like 20 leagues, so if you get 20 leagues times 12 of your buddies or 11 of your buddies times 10 leagues and everyone enters, I feel like you really have a chance to stack the deck because
big time.
If you win the prize, which is a they hook you up $5,000 cabana, you and 11 of your buddies get a stay at Circa. You also get a party at the Overhang Bar, Legacy Club, limo ride.
I'm sure Derek will say what's up.
Oh yeah, Derek will come by your cabana. And the we did a party in one of the cabanas before. Like they have these big outdoor boards that are really cool for like actually doing manually if you want to do your draft that way.
I was like, I was having this moment of like, what the hell is Sean describing?
No, it's those big grids.
Yeah.
And again, it's free to enter. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And again, if you win or if you just end up booking your fantasy football draft there and you're interested, hit us up. Kramer and I happy to hang out, MC it if that's something you're into.
Until Jalen Hurts is drafted.
Yeah, and then we got to go play some blackjack inside.
Just protecting both of us.
There you go. And of course, shout out to Rhythm, your home for AI back picks and props. Again, they've been dominating MLB. I know the MLB prop show with Rosenberg and Reichel has been dominating. So again, they get a lot of their plays from Rhythm. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM get you the 7-day free trial. SGPN 25% off monthly. SGPN 50% off annual. Football right around the corner. Get your 50% off now. Covers you for football, college hoops. They cover golf. They just launched their WNBA product. A lot of reasons you should be getting down over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Last but not least, mybookie.ag. Get in there for NBA playoffs, MLB regular season, UFL, anything we talk about, you can bet on over at mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN get you 100% match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply on the bonus. MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN.
Can we point out that Jake somehow months ago identified 3 of the stars that will still be playing.
Wow, that is really
in the NBA playoffs here in this graphic.
YouTube.com/sportsgambling podcast. He has Brunson, SGA, and Ant on a graphic he made months ago. Hopefully he parlayed
no Celtics,
no
Celtics,
Cavs, no Cavs,
no LeBron.
No, he
Bang.
knew.
Oh,
no Luka. He knew.
Did we lose a Rod?
Maybe Rod is all that going to the bathroom talk. Maybe
Getting hot and bothered.
Maybe.
He had to go lead the Ty Gibbs fan club meeting.
I want to know who Ty Gibbs. Wait, who is Ty Gibbs? Is
Joe
that
Gibbs' son.
Oh,
or grandson.
It's grandson.
And he's a NASCAR guy.
Yeah, races for Joe Gibbs' team. This actually is going to be his 100th career start this week at Charlotte, so definitely got to keep her.
He's one of those drivers. I don't know in NASCAR as much, but I can tell you in Formula One, the Silver Spoon kids, not big. No one likes them. No, the big one in Formula One is Lance Stroll. His daddy owns a team.
How could you hate Joe Gibbs' grandson? Right.
The difference with Ty's actually like just good enough of a talent to have earned it. Some guys.
So you think you think he would have made it without his dad being an owner of a
team?
mean,
it's you have to be connected at points to get to where you are, but even without the name, he's more than talented enough to be a
NASCAR. It's one you have to be. I would imagine kind of like on a much bigger level. It's not like there's club teams for NASCAR. Like you have to kind of probably know someone or get in the world.
You
where
need
you're
to have
sponsored.
money to pay for a car.
Yeah, to get a car to be out at the track.
That's the irony.
Or grow up around it. It seems like
every driver probably came from some sort of money to get the ride that they needed, unless they were supremely talented.
For the most part, there's got to be money or connections or have somebody, supporting you to get there most of the time.
All right, let's talk about the Coca-Cola 600. I know you sent over some plays you like here, Cody. Maybe give out some. Obviously, for the full thing, people want to subscribe to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. But Cody, why don't you toss out some plays you like here for the Coca-Cola 600?
Yes, Rod did say his internet.
Yeah, I see him. He's on his way back.
All right, Rod's en route. He took a little pit stop, as they say in the business.
See him shortly.
But yeah, Cody, toss in what you got here.
Yeah, so fun market that I like to go to is top finishing manufacturer cars. So in NASCAR, there's Ford cars, there's Chevy teams, and there's Toyota teams. Those are your 3. So each individual manufacturer you can go to and bet who's going to be the best finishing Toyota in the race, who's going to be the best finishing Ford in the race, who's going to be the best finishing Chevy. There's a lot of Chevys, a lot of really good Chevys. Generally lay off of those, but Ford and Toyota are ones that I really like to target. So in the Toyota market, Chase Briscoe at 12-1, I think is a great bet. And John Nemechek at 90-1. You kind of talked earlier, can long shots hit in this like Daytona? No. In the outright market, especially not. But there are, top 10 market, top 5s even. And the markets like this is where you can get in on longer shot guys. And a guy like John Nemechek at 90-1 really sticks out to me because he's on a team that's kind of been lesser than the last couple of years, but they've really turned things around at the start of this season. And I think the books are a little slow to catch up. He's coming off of 8th and 10th place finishes the last 2 races at similar tracks to this, and coming into this race with a lot of momentum off of racing into the All-Star race last week. Usually you need a little bit of help with this, right? There's a couple of Toyotas at the top of the board who are really good. They're the favorite guys, but we see guys have engine troubles. It's a 600-mile race. Things are going to go wrong with the cars sometimes. Bad pit stops, penalties, get caught up in a wreck. Sometimes it's somebody else's mess. Eliminates a few people. A good run by a guy like a John Nemechek, finishing in 8th, 10th place, sometimes is good enough to be the top finishing Toyota. And a 90-1, I think there's a ton of value on a bet like that.
All right, it's been said.
All right, so we like Nemechek here, 90-1.
Well, like he can't. Now imagine if we don't.
I know that's always my biggest fear. Someone comes on our show, gives out an awesome 90-1. I don't tail it, and then I end up getting crushed, emotionally, spiritually. Rod, what about you? What do you like here in the Coca-Cola 600?
Well, first of all, apologies. I guess my Xfinity internet is not as fast.
Oh no!
Throw him under the bus.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I think the books are trying to get out of me. But all right, so something that's become a fun little thing on the show is me not liking certain drivers for really no good reason whatsoever. And one of those has become Ty Gibbs. I have become the anti.
Oh yeah, I told him, Rod, that you left the show because you had to leave the Ty Gibbs fan.
I thought you were, yeah. So you hate Ty Gibbs. Why?
It's not that I hate the guy. It's just there's no good reason to bet on him. So I'm going to take Ross Chastain over Ty Gibbs, and this is really more because I really do like myself some Ross Chastain as well. Listen, for the second coming of Jesus Cristo, this dude has got a 20.6 average finish this season. Is Ty Gibbs? He's only got 2 top 10 finishes all season long, 1 top 5 finish. His last 3 races, atrocious. A couple of them even 1.5 miles. Right, 17th at Talladega, it's super speedway, it happens. But 23rd at Texas, 28th at Kansas, both of these 1.5 mile tracks. He started in the top 6. So this is not like, well, he started in the back and kind of been in the back all day. No, he actually had speed at the beginning, realized he lost talent, and finished at the very end. So 23rd and 28th for Ty Gibbs. I'm definitely not on him. Ross Chastain, 6 top 10 finishes in 12 starts, 2 top 5s. His average finish 13.9 this year. He did have a second place in Texas earlier and an 18th place in Kansas last week, which, if you're counting, is better than Ty Gibbs that particular week. So give me Ross Chastain over Ty Gibbs minus 115.
I mean, this is just.
It does seem like, Rod, there's something personal between him and Ty Gibbs.
We're the same size.
Thank you. I've been trying to tell everybody.
And I got to assert dominance.
Could this be something related to maybe a rivalry against the Redskins in the late 80s, early 90s?
Rod's a Niners fan. I'm trying to piece together.
I think this is one of those situations. If we go deep enough,
is there a Joe Gibbs heartbreaking Niners loss to Joe Gibbs? What's the backstory?
That's all right.
They lose some of those NFC championship games or what?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it's just because, like I said, I think we're the same size, so I have to assert dominance in some department.
All right. I like it.
I think I'm such a big fan of Ty Gibbs that it's made Rod.
Yeah, well, that's the sassy Cody Zeeb coming out.
Very sassy. Which, by the way, do you want a nickname?
Yeah, sure.
Other than so far, sassy Cody Zeebs in the leaderboard.
Nick will be happy.
Zebra Fever. Can we do something with Zebra Fever?
Oh, okay.
We're just working up some. Another one here. Cody Jackpot Zeeb.
Okay. Why jackpot?
No good reason.
Right.
I asked for some emotional words
because he hits 80 to 1.
That feels like you Googled what's a good
was letting Gronk
that was an AI. Well, no, what I did was I asked for a suggestion of nickname adjectives or like filler words, and jackpot was one of them. And I said, "Oh, that's interesting." The last one, Zeebin the bookie.
Zeebin the bookie.
I don't get this one. This was an AI.
Yeah. All right.
I don't like that at all.
I like the first
Zebra
one.
Fever?
I could probably work.
It's kind of like Bieber Fever.
Something like zebra. I would have to think of the gambling angle related to zebra.
Let's go back to the drawing board. Sassy Cody Zeeb.
Sassy Cody Zeeb. I'm gonna be honest. It's tough to be.
Boy, I thought that was a low bar, but I guess,
Cody.
I guess
the beauty of a great nickname is you don't see it as a great nickname.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right, you guys. Do we have a now? Of course, everyone's going to be subscribing to NASCAR Gambling Podcast if they haven't already. Get in over there. I know you guys like doing the car lifts. That's kind of fun. Do you have any car lifts? Any fun props? I know there was a bunch for the Kyle Larson last year when he tried to do it both. But any other wild, interesting plays you want to toss out here before we wrap things up? We'll start with Cody. Any Cody Sassy Zeeb? Any other kind of out there plays you want to toss out before we wrap things up?
Yeah, there was no official car lift this week because we're still sort of waiting on the books to actually give us the finishing position, top 5, top 10s, top 3s.
Yeah.
Like that's usually part of the car lift, and we haven't had a chance. So if there was one, I was going to point out though, Chase Elliott 17 to 1 to win over on the blue book. In racing odds, good to shop around because the numbers can fluctuate quite a bit. But 17 to 1 to win over there. I'm thinking he's probably going to be around even money. Or maybe minus 110, minus 120 even for a top 10. So I would take his to win money, I would take his top 10, top 5, top 3. I'm very big on Chase Elliott this week. I think that there's been a lot of speed in that 9 car, and I really like him. Another one I wanted to toss out, I actually took a book out of a chapter out of Rod's book here with the winning car number. Under 12.5 at plus 115, you get a ton of heavy hitters in the NASCAR Cup Series. And this is another one that, if you want 600 miles of action again, long time, if you want to have somebody in the mix at the end, you're going to have a really good shot. There's 12 cars, 1 through 12, all included in this. I would say 10 of them really have a shot at winning this race. 9, a fairly decent shot. A couple of guys in there that probably won't win, but hey, they're included anyways. But you get the guys like Kyle Larson in this. You get Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney. Those are a couple of the heavy favorites in this one. You also get a guy like Chase Elliott in there. Some of the old timers and Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, in case they pop up and win, along with a guy like Ross Chastain, who Rod just talked about. So that's the winning car number bet that I think is a really good one, especially a plus money for this Coke 600.
Rod, what about you? Any other weird ones? Maybe potential car lifts, long shot stuff. Anything off the board here you want to toss out?
There are folks that say to me, Rod, I only watch NASCAR for the wrecks, to which I say, first and foremost, I don't like you, go away. But for those of you that do, you got total cautions. And the total caution here is set at 13.5, minus 115 for the over. In the next gen era, which is the last 3 races on this track, give or take, right? You have seen 16 cautions in 2023, 16 cautions for 83 laps, 600 miles. There's a lot of landmines to jump into. The year before that, in 2022, 18 cautions. Now, last year, obviously, was only pretty much half of a race, right? They made it official, but there was already 7 cautions, 6 for cause before they threw that last caution for the rain. So you got to figure that we were well on our way for another 7 cautions before the end of that race. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's a lot of piss-filled suits and there's a lot of pissy people out there on the track that they just want to start bumping into each other. I don't know what it is, but for those of you who love watching NASCAR because of the wrecks, this is a way for you to cheer every single time somebody draws a caution. And if you get 14 of them, you're a lot richer for it.
Let's go. I like that. That's fun. And you can sound like a real NASCAR fan, Ryan, because the NASCAR heads get super pissed when they throw the caution flag. Oh, it was just getting good. And they insist on throwing these caution flags.
These race officials.
Yeah, they are. One more time, Cody. And of course, get the race officials t-shirt. Use the promo code DGens. Get 20% off. Look at that thing.
Let me go full screen.
It is really great.
I like the one finger up.
Yeah. Hey, caution.
There's something good about that.
All right, gents. Great time.
Well, hold on. Wait. Yeah. So what is my big bet for the Coca-Cola 600?
I mean, I think you got to do what I think. And Rod gave it out in the Indy, but Cody gave it out here on the.
Just take the car number.
Yeah. Right. If you're going big, I don't think you want one of these 10-to-1s or. Yeah, I mean, maybe an Elliott top 10, Cody was talking about, but winning car number under 12.5 at plus 115. That's like the perfect. I think that's the perfect play for a big bet.
I'm in.
You get so many big heavy hitters in there too that feels like.
Can I ask a bonus race question for this weekend?
We'll allow
Cody, Rod, does Ferrari have any chance to get on the pole at Monaco? Because you can take both Lewis and Leclerc for 200-1 each.
Absolutely.
All right, then I would say we're gonna bet the Ferrari drivers at 200-1 each.
Are they really 200-1
to
each?
Take the poll?
I mean,
wow.
Leclerc won last year, if I'm not mistaken. I should have verified that. And Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton. He got the pole last year. Yeah, and that's a track where it's more like you need some speed, certainly, but there's a lot of technicality.
You win pole. I mean, that one year that Daniel Ricciardo won the race with like half his engine for the second half of the race. Sean, you remember that?
Yeah,
of course. That was wild. Iconic dive into the pool.
I did want to toss out there Kyle Larson to win both races. You can parlay for plus 13,550 if that floats your boat. Nobody's ever done it, but as we know, Kramer, Kyle Larson, greatest race car driver on the planet currently. So if somebody's going to do it,
$1
What I
college.
what I
Yeah.
would agree with, well, maybe something we can agree on is driving an open wheel car in a circle is not that hard. That's the more variance in that race. So that's the race that he will have a hard time winning.
I think if you asked some of these guys, and from the pole sitter, Robert Schwartzman, like he even said that it was very nerve wracking for him because he's driven F3 cars and he's done F1 practice sessions and all that, but he's never gone that balls to the wall fast on an oval. I mean, yeah, they go fairly fast in F1 for 0.3 of a second, but this is, I mean, 220, 230 miles an hour, all out, pulling that many G's going into the corners and stuff. Driving in circles isn't as easy as
I didn't know.
sounds.
Yeah, I didn't know Cody was a big Indy guy. That was a NASCAR guy. Hopefully this doesn't get out.
He's just defending.
I didn't know he was an open wheel guy.
I'm a big racing
He's
guy.
defending
Come on,
driving in
Kramer.
circles, right?
I
All
love
racing
F1
matters.
too.
Is that the next show?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
That'll
Yeah,
get some
yes.
clicks.
Let's do
All
it.
right. Good times as always, gents. Thank
And it's
you
just
for
different
hopping on.
types of tires.
Yeah.
So there's something there.
Pirelli, Goodyear, Firestone.
I mean, we did a whole episode about race and we didn't even talk about rubber. Hopefully the rubber holds up, guys.
All right.
I did see a clip of them drilling a hole in the asphalt last week. I think it was neither NASCAR. I don't know where it was actually. NASCAR, IndyCar. I just never saw the guy come. He came up with a drill and drilled a hole in the. There was pressure and water started spewing out. It was wild situation. Anyway, shout out to rubber.
Shout out to Rubber. Rubber Meets the Road over on the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. You can follow him on X at NASCAR Gambling. You can follow Cody Sassy Zeeb over on X at Husker_Zeeb.
The chat came up with Cody Zephyr Zeeb.
Yeah, that's fun.
I don't understand that one either. Maybe we go sassy, but we spell it with Z's.
Oh, okay. Of course, you can follow.
Whoa,
Rob.
hold on, Sasseeb.
Yeah, that's
No, it's too much.
It's still in the garage.
Like sass Zeeb, sassy Zeeb.
Hopefully the picker can get to work and bring me a better.
Well, it's good. It's good. Good project for the show. At RJ Villagomez as well.
Put a bounty out on it.
Ooh, I like that.
Come up with Cody's nickname. We'll get you a SGPN gift card.
100%. You can get your race officials are terrorists. Little SGPN racing gear as well. Good times as always. Make sure you subscribe to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. We will be back talking early NFL Survivor with our buddy CJ, and of course, as always,
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Derek almost looked nervous discussing the Survivor contest.
Kramer, let it ride.